The battle was over. The warlord Korak had been defeated, and Zelfar was safe once again. The people celebrated their victory, but more than that, they celebrated their new leader, Princess Lyra, the warrior queen. News of her courage and skill spread across the empire. Those who once called her useless now praised her. The same nobles who had doubted her offered their respect. The people saw her as a symbol of hope and strength. At the palace, the king held a grand ceremony. He crowned Lyra with a simple but beautiful crown, a sign that she was ready to lead. The crowd cheered loudly as she accepted her new role with humility and pride. Lyra looked around and saw Captain Ethan standing among the guests. She smiled and walked to him. "Thank you for believing in me," she said softly. Ethan nodded. "You believed in yourself. I only helped you see it." With the war behind them, Lyra began to focus on rebuilding and improving her world. She worked with her council to create better training for all young warriors, teaching that strength came in many forms, not just muscle, but heart, mind, and courage. She visited villages and towns, listening to her people's needs and hopes. Lyra wanted to be a queen who served her people, not just ruled over them. Her family, once cold and distant, now stood proudly beside her. Talon, her brother, helped lead the army, and Mira worked to strengthen the kingdom's alliances with other planets. Lyra and Ethan became close friends and trusted partners. Though from different worlds, their bond was strong. Together, they dreamed of a future where Zelfar and Earth could work together for peace and progress. One evening, as the sun set over the palace gardens, Lyra stood quietly, thinking about how far she had come. From the useless princess to a warrior queen, her journey was full of challenges, lessons, and hope. She whispered to the stars, "This is only the beginning." The universe was vast and full of unknowns, but Lyra was ready. With courage in her heart and allies by her side, she would face whatever came next. A new dawn had risen for Zelfar, and for the warrior queen who would lead it into a bright future. Lyra was a young alien girl living on the planet Zephyra. She had bright green skin and large eyes that could see far into the sky. Every day, she helped her people by watching the skies for signs of danger. Zephyra was a quiet world, far away from the busy parts of the galaxy. The people here liked to live peaceful lives and did not trust strangers. One evening, as the sun set behind purple mountains, Lyra sat at her radar station. She carefully watched the screen that showed blips of objects in space. Suddenly, her eyes widened. There was a strange blip moving fast and close to Zephyra. It was unlike any ship she had ever seen before. Legends on Zephyra spoke of humans, a strong and brave race that once traveled the stars. But everyone believed humans were gone now. Long ago, they had disappeared, and many thought they were only a myth, a story told to children. But Lyra knew what she saw on her radar was real. Heart beating fast, Lyra sent a message to the leaders of her colony. "I see a ship. It looks like a human ship," she said. The leaders were quiet. They looked at the radar carefully, but then shook their heads. "It must be a mistake," one elder said. "There are no humans left. You must have seen something else." Lyra felt confused and a little scared. Could she be wrong? But deep inside, she knew the truth. The human ship was out there, near Zephyra. She wanted to tell everyone, but she also knew that if the leaders did not believe her, no one else would. That night, Lyra could not sleep. She looked up at the stars and wondered what the humans were like. Were they friendly? Were they dangerous? She wanted to know more, but the rules of her people said she must not go near strangers. The next day, Lyra went to the old library in her village. She found dusty books and old records about humans. The stories were full of wonder, about brave human explorers who traveled far and wide, who fought hard to protect their worlds. Humans were said to be strong, smart, and kind, but also fearless in battle. Lyra felt a new hope growing inside her. Maybe humans were not gone. Maybe they were still out there, waiting to be found again. She wanted to prove it. After many days, Lyra built a small telescope from old parts. She used it to watch the sky at night. One evening, she saw the ship again, shining bright among the stars. It was bigger and more beautiful than she had imagined. Lyra's heart raced every time she looked at the sky. The human ship was still there, moving slowly near the edge of Zephyra's atmosphere. She wanted to know more about these strange visitors, but her people warned her not to be curious. Humans were unknown and dangerous, or so they said. Lyra's mother often told her, "Stay safe, Lyra. Do not chase myths. The stars hold secrets, and some are better left alone." But Lyra could not stop thinking about the humans. She wanted to learn everything about them, even if it was risky. At the village, the elders held meetings. They said, "No one should approach the humans. They are a threat to our peace." They told the young ones to forget about the stories and focus on their own world. But Lyra did not listen. She was brave and determined. She wanted to see the humans with her own eyes. So she secretly studied old maps and records in the library. She learned about human ships, their designs, and their ways. One night, under a sky full of stars, Lyra packed a small bag with food, water, and her telescope. She left her home quietly. Her heart was full of hope and fear. She walked through the dark forests toward the place where she last saw the ship. The forest was deep and strange. Strange sounds echoed between the tall trees. But Lyra did not stop. She climbed rocks and crossed small streams, following the direction of the ship. After hours of walking, she reached a high hill. From there, she could see the ship clearly. It was large and shining with many lights. It hovered above a hidden base built into an asteroid nearby. Lyra watched in awe. The humans moved around the base with purpose. Their ships looked powerful and fast. She felt small but excited. Suddenly, a light beam scanned the hill where Lyra hid. She froze. The humans had detected her. She stepped out slowly, hands raised to show she meant no harm. To her surprise, a human figure approached her with a gentle smile. "Hello," said the human, his voice calm and friendly. "You must be Lyra. We have been watching you too." Lyra blinked. How did they know her name? But she felt no fear. The human looked kind, not like the monsters she had imagined. "We have waited a long time for a friend," he said. "Will you come and talk with us?" Lyra nodded. This was not what she expected, but it was the chance she had dreamed of. She stepped forward, ready to meet the humans and discover their story. Lyra's heart raced every time she looked at the sky. The human ship was still there, moving slowly near the edge of Zephyra's atmosphere. She wanted to know more about these strange visitors, but her people warned her not to be curious. Humans were unknown and dangerous, or so they said. Lyra's mother often told her, "Stay safe, Lyra. Do not chase myths. The stars hold secrets, and some are better left alone." But Lyra could not stop thinking about the humans. She wanted to learn everything about them, even if it was risky. At the village, the elders held meetings. They said, "No one should approach the humans. They are a threat to our peace." They told the young ones to forget about the stories and focus on their own world. But Lyra did not listen. She was brave and determined. She wanted to see the humans with her own eyes. So she secretly studied old maps and records in the library. She learned about human ships, their designs, and their ways. One night, under a sky full of stars, Lyra packed a small bag with food, water, and her telescope. She left her home quietly. Her heart was full of hope and fear. She walked through the dark forests toward the place where she last saw the ship. The forest was deep and strange. Strange sounds echoed between the tall trees. But Lyra did not stop. She climbed rocks and crossed small streams, following the direction of the ship. After hours of walking, she reached a high hill. From there, she could see the ship clearly. It was large and shining with many lights. It hovered above a hidden base built into an asteroid nearby. Lyra watched in awe. The humans moved around the base with purpose. Their ships looked powerful and fast. She felt small but excited. Suddenly, a light beam scanned the hill where Lyra hid. She froze. The humans had detected her. She stepped out slowly, hands raised to show she meant no harm. To her surprise, a human figure approached her with a gentle smile. "Hello," said the human, his voice calm and friendly. "You must be Lyra. We have been watching you too." Lyra blinked. How did they know her name? But she felt no fear. The human looked kind, not like the monsters she had imagined. "We have waited a long time for a friend," he said. "Will you come and talk with us?" Lyra nodded. This was not what she expected, but it was the chance she had dreamed of. She stepped forward, ready to meet the humans and discover their story. Lyra's heart beat fast as she stepped closer to the human base. The human who greeted her was tall, with kind eyes and a gentle smile. He wore a simple suit that looked different from anything Lyra had seen before, but it seemed practical and strong. "Welcome," the human said softly. "I am Captain James. We mean no harm to your people. We only want to learn and share." Lyra looked around in wonder. The base was built inside a large asteroid, with bright lights and strange machines humming quietly. Humans moved around, working carefully with their tools and computers. "Why are you here?" Lyra asked, curious but careful. Captain James nodded. "Long ago, our people left our home galaxy. We have traveled far to find new places to live. We have kept hidden because some parts of the galaxy do not trust us. But now we want to change that." Lyra listened closely. She remembered the stories of humans as explorers and fighters. But this was different. These humans seemed peaceful and open. One of the humans, a woman with short hair and warm eyes, came over. "We've heard stories of your people too," she said. "We want to build a friendship." Lyra felt hope growing in her chest. Could two very different peoples really trust each other? Could the myth of humans be true, and could they be friends? For hours, Lyra talked with the humans. She told them about Zephyra, her home, and the quiet life of her people. The humans shared stories of their journeys, their struggles, and their dreams. Captain James showed Lyra some of their technology, a small device that could heal wounds quickly and another that could send messages across stars. Lyra was amazed. The humans had kept many secrets but wanted to share them now. She felt a new respect for these visitors. But not all was easy. Lyra thought of her people back home. The elders were afraid of humans and would not trust them easily. She wondered how she could help her people see the truth. Before she left, Captain James gave her a small communicator. "If you need us, call," he said. "We are friends, Lyra." She smiled and thanked him. As she walked back through the forest, the stars shone brighter than ever. Lyra knew her life had changed forever. She had made contact with the humans. The myth was no longer just a story, it was real. When Lyra returned to her village, her mind was full of thoughts. She carried the small communicator from the humans carefully in her hand. The stars above Zephyra seemed to shine with a new light, as if they were watching her journey. She knew telling her people about the humans would be difficult. The elders had long warned against trusting outsiders. Many believed humans were dangerous or gone forever. But Lyra had seen something different: kindness, hope, and a desire for friendship. Lyra called a meeting with her closest friends, young explorers who also dreamed of seeing the stars. She showed them the communicator and told them about the humans she had met. "We can't live in fear," she said. "The humans want peace. They want to learn from us, and we can learn from them. This is a chance for both our worlds." Her friends listened quietly, some with surprise, others with hope. They agreed to help Lyra spread the truth. Meanwhile, far above Zephyra, the human ship hovered patiently. Captain James and his crew prepared messages of peace to send to the alien leaders. They hoped to build trust and avoid conflict. Back in the village, Lyra faced the elders. She spoke boldly about the humans and the possibility of friendship. But the elders shook their heads, refusing to believe her. "Humans are a danger," one elder said firmly. "They bring war and chaos. Lyra did not argue. She knew changing old beliefs would take time. Instead, she asked for a chance, a meeting between humans and the leaders of Zephyra. The elders agreed, but only because they wanted to learn more and keep their people safe. The day of the meeting arrived. Lyra led the human visitors to the council chamber. The room was filled with tension as the two groups faced each other. Captain James spoke first. "We come in peace. We have survived many dangers and want to share knowledge, not fight." The elders listened carefully. They asked many questions about the humans' past, their intentions, and their technology. Lyra watched as the walls of fear began to crumble. Some elders were still cautious, but others saw the truth in Captain James's words. The meeting ended with a promise to continue talks. Both sides agreed to learn more about each other. Lyra felt proud and hopeful. She had helped start a bridge between two worlds that had once only known fear and stories. That night, she looked at the stars and whispered, "This is just the beginning." After the first meeting between the humans and the elders, Lyra felt hopeful, but she knew the road ahead would not be easy. Many people in her village were still afraid. Old stories about humans made them think these visitors were dangerous. Lyra wanted to change their minds. She gathered a small group of young explorers and scientists who were curious like her. Together, they began learning from the humans. The humans shared new ideas about science, medicine, and space travel. Lyra's group worked hard to understand these lessons and brought their discoveries back to the village. At the same time, some elders grew angry. They warned the people not to trust the humans. "They are strangers," they said. "They do not belong here. They might be spies or worse." Lyra felt the tension rising. She knew that if her people stayed divided, both humans and aliens could lose everything. She decided to speak to the whole village. Standing in the central square, Lyra raised her voice so everyone could hear. "We have a chance to be stronger together," she said. "Humans are not our enemies. They survived hard times and want to help us. If we work with them, we can explore the stars and keep Zephyra safe." Some villagers nodded, but others looked away, afraid to believe. Lyra's heart was heavy, but she did not give up. One day, the village was shaken by an urgent message. Scouts reported strange ships approaching from a distant system. These ships belonged to a hostile alien group known for attacking peaceful worlds. The elders called an emergency meeting. They realized that if they stayed divided, they would be weak against this new threat. The humans offered to help defend Zephyra. Lyra stood beside Captain James as he spoke to the elders. "We must work together," he said. "Our strength lies in unity. Alone, we are vulnerable. Together, we can protect our homes." The elders finally agreed to form an alliance. They began planning defenses with the humans. Scientists and engineers from both sides shared their knowledge to build new ships and weapons. Lyra felt a new hope rise inside her. For the first time, humans and her people were united with a single goal: to protect Zephyra and face the coming danger as one. As preparations continued, Lyra looked up at the stars and smiled. The myth of humans was no longer a story of fear. It was a story of hope, friendship, and courage. The sky above Zephyra darkened as the hostile alien ships appeared. They came quickly, moving like shadows against the stars. The peaceful planet was about to face a great danger. Lyra stood with the humans and her people, ready to defend her home. The hostile aliens were fierce and well-armed. Their ships fired bright beams of energy, and their war cries echoed through space. The people of Zephyra had never seen such power before. Many were afraid, but Lyra knew they could not give up. Captain James took charge of the defense. He organized the humans and the Zephyran pilots to work together. The humans shared their advanced technology, while the Zephyrans used their knowledge of their planet's terrain and skies. Lyra was chosen to fly one of the defense ships. Her hands were steady on the controls, but her heart beat fast. She thought about her family and friends, and the new bond between humans and aliens. The battle began. Ships from both sides clashed in the blackness of space. Laser beams and explosions lit the stars. Lyra's ship darted between enemy fire, firing back with courage and skill. The humans and Zephyrins fought as one. They covered each other, shared information, and made daring moves. Lyra saw Captain James leading a small squadron in a bold attack that pushed the enemy back. But the hostile aliens were strong. They launched a powerful weapon toward Zephyra, threatening to destroy the planet's largest city. Lyra knew she had to act fast. She and a few pilots flew close to the weapon's path. Using the new human technology, they worked to disable it. With quick thinking and teamwork, they managed to break the weapon's controls, saving the city from destruction. The battle lasted many hours, but in the end, the attackers were forced to retreat. The humans and Zephyrins had won. Their unity and bravery had saved Zephyra. After the battle, Lyra stood beside Captain James as they looked at the stars. "We did it because we fought together," she said softly. Captain James smiled. "This is only the beginning. We must stay united to protect what we have built." Lyra nodded. She felt proud of her people and the humans. The myth of humans was no longer a tale from the past. It was a promise of a strong future.